Hey, what's up, guys? We are back at again with a forgotten art in Clash Royale. Sparky is something that no one is expecting to see on ladder because it just isn't played anymore. But when you combine it with the fast cycle of guards, dark goblin, and bats, this is one of the best decks to crush people quickly on ladder. No matter what I'm playing against, whether it's going to be a golem deck, a P.E.K.K.A deck, the guards are going to be able to defend and clutch up, while the Sparky and the dark goblin put in massive damage. Also, because bandit can't fully counter prince anymore, goblin giant prince is extremely solid. The prince will often bait out your opponent's electro dragon so your Sparky can thrive, or they'll bait out the big tank killer like the P.E.K.K.A so then your goblin giant can do massive damage. This has been one of the most fun decks that I've created in a while, so let's go jump straight to some games and assert dominance. And a huge thanks to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to support the channel. Alright, so we got another game against the king. What is going on, my dude? First things first, we're gonna drop a good luck, but we want the good luck to be reflected back at us, to be honest. It's a little bit selfish to wish good luck, but then also want to have good luck yourself. But it's a zero-sum game in Clash Royale, and the person that has good luck probably means bad luck for the opponent, right? So I'm going to go for a prince in the back. I would love to be able to go and kite the Night Witch to the other side with the Goblin Giant, so I'm going to wait and see if he wants a Golem, so then we can distract the Night Witch with the Goblin Giant, get massive value with that.
You shall die.
And then see what we can do afterward. Also, I love the Night Witch, you know, its range is just like never going to reach the Goblin Giant, but she's going to try her hardest. She is so motivated to help out the team. Yo, Goblin Giant, you're popping off right now. You're going to give us damage on the tower. You're going to get Spear Goblins to tank for the Dark Goblin. Look at that value, baby. We are up close and personal and currently up 700 damage. So usually when you've got Sparky and you're playing against a Golem deck, it's in your best interest to go for a Sparky in the same side. Or you can try to 3-crown. If they don't have Electro Dragon, it's always favorable for me to go for Sparky same side, protect my Sparky with my guards, bats, whatever it may be, and then pop off with a counter push. So that's what we're going to vibe with right now, and we'll see how well this works. I'm going to go for guards pretty early on just so the bats can lock onto that. I think that the tower is going to focus on the bats first and foremost, which is really, really good. Might be able to go in for a prince here and then snowball on top of all the bats. Just don't want the bats to lock and load on me. Oh, the bats are still alive. No, 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 no. They might be able to kill the Sparky then. Aww. That's so unfortunate. Not going to lie. I was hoping that that wouldn't happen. I'm going to go in for Goblin Giant on the right-hand side because if he destroys the Goblin Giant, he's going to be able to get counter push, but he's not going to get counter push in the lane that he's already done his damage. So I vibe with that 10 times out of 10. Let's see what we can do. I can also Dark Goblin here. I wonder if we're able to snipe like a Mega Minion or something. Oh my gosh. Wait, wait, wait. Wait. Are you kidding me right now? This is so good. I love these type of situations where you get that amount of damage. Like, it's really clean. I can go in for guards up high, and we're going to say hello to the Dark Prince and say sayonara to the Mega Minion. Might be able to go in for a Sparky here, eat the Dark Prince hits, and
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Expect him to go in for a Lightning on top of the Sparky. Like, that is very high likelihood of that happening. What if he's going to go for a Lightning prematurely? I don't know if he has enough Elixir for this immediately. Wait, this could be really, really good. Assuming I'm able to get a Goblin Giant down and then Rage on defense. Like, I've never done this before, but now we're trying some new things, guys. Our tactics have evolved. Rage on defense. Hopefully it works out. I'm going to go for high guards and say hello. Sayonara to everything on defense. And I think we're okay if I can get bats down in the nick of time to finish off the Dark Prince. Please. No, 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 no. Oh, it hit me real hard. That's sad. I'm going to Sparky on the right-hand side. I just want to make sure he can't afford a Golem right now. Got to be able to kill that. Need to finish off all the spam. I think the Goblin Giant, it's so much better than a regular Giant because it's able to kill all the bats here, right? Is there a likelihood that he lightnings? Yeah. Ooh, the Sparky, though, it's raged up. Oh, my gosh. That was too close for comfort for our opponent. He was looking at it, he's like, wait, I got to go and drop a Dark Prince. Got to sacrifice him to the almighty altar of the Sparky. He's going to spam with arrows probably to predict on top of the guards. Exactly what we thought. Mini P.E.K.K.A is going to die, though. He's down bad. He doesn't have Mini P.E.K.K.A in cycle. We can rage up the Goblin Giant, and we've got Snowball. This is going to work out amazing right now. I think Goblin Giant is one of the best cards in Clash Royale if your opponent doesn't have much Elixir, because look at that. The Goblin Giant is popping off on the tower. So much damage. We forced out everything that he had, guys. Not going to lie, that's ridiculous. So he's going to spam like a Mini P.E.K.K.A at the river. I think we just go for really high guards and say hello again. And then we say hello again to the Goblin Giant. We're able to rage this big bad boy up. He has no way of stopping this. The Dark Goblin is going to go in the lane that we want too. I'm going to rage it all, and then we're going to snowball. Let's get it, guys. Let's go. So if you can keep up the aggression, it doesn't matter if you can't defend golem cost effectively. You're just going to go opposite lane so they can never afford the golem. The guy was just caught in a slippery slope, and he could never get himself up to cycle the golem in the back, because as soon as he did, the goblin giant would have taken the tower. Hey, yo, we got a game against Mario. So Mario, please do not be running Expo. I hate playing against Expo. These games are so long if we're playing against that. But if I Sparky in the back and he's not ready, we can go in for a massive parade push. I think he's actually going to have Expo. Do not have the rocket variation. Please have Fireball, sir. Oh my gosh. See how like our scaling and our expectations are meeting the situation every single time. We're like, oh, I just don't want to play against Expo. And then he's like, okay, we've definitely played against an Expo deck. Please don't have rocket. Next off, I'll just be like, after I see the rocket, I'll be like, please don't have a random Electro Wizard. Anyway, we're still in a pretty decent spot. Like the Expo isn't going to come down for a bit. The Electro Spirit is out of cycle. I wonder if the Expo is going to need to log that. Yeah, he does. He has to log that. That's pretty crazy. So I can Prince here with the bats and then go in for guards on the left-hand side. So the reason why I'm doing this type of push is because our opponent doesn't have Electro Spirit, so the bats should get onto the tower. That's so clutch. Look at the damage. That's a 200 damage lead right there. It's exactly what we like to see. And, oh, that's so bad. The fact that the archer is there, that means that I have to wait for the archer to lock on. And then I can go for a Expo counter with my Sparky. And he's BMing me like crazy. One thing that I've noticed, or one thing that I've learned, is you really, really, really need to go and keep your Sparky alive. Like, you can't let the Expo lock onto the Sparky first. Also, I messed that up a little bit, not going to lie. Totally did not want that to happen. If I had kept the Sparky behind the Goblin Giant, I might have been able to walk away with a W here. He's laughing right now. He's probably crying on the inside, though. Yo, we're doing so much damage. This guy was BMing me, remember? He was giving us the question marks, and he's like, why did you let your Expo lock onto the tower? Like, why did you let that happen, Jake? But the main reason is you got to keep the Sparky alive. I could have played that better. The Sparky could have went behind the Goblin Giant.
Ladies first.
And I'll live and learn, and I'll make sure that that happens in the next interaction. But this guy is super salty right now. He's got a really fast cycle with Electro Spirit, and we've done a ton of damage to the tower. If you guys have ever played against Expo, number one thing is do not let your Sparky get hit by the Expo, because it doesn't matter what tower damage you're at. It really matters what type of counter push you can get. He's BMing me like crazy. He's a really mean person. So I really want to win this game. It would make me really happy if I was able to. Probably going to get something off of this. Wonder if the Snowball is able to finish off the Expo. I was hoping that we'd be able to hit some of the archers too, but it is what it is. Electro Spirit's going to be out of cycle now, so we can start to spam at the river and maybe even go for a Prince here. So what I'm hoping for is the Goblin Giant and the Prince to give us enough value to win the game. With the Spear Goblins locking and loading, yo, I think we got this unlocked. There's no way. He's going to be so salty. Let's get that bread, baby. I'm going to go for another Goblin Giant. The Prince just needs one hit, and we take it out, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So if you play against a super salty Expo player that actually does hard counter most Sparky decks, you just need to let the Expo lock onto your tower, go in for a Sparky, and then parade push afterward, because they spent so much elixir with the Expo that it's going to be harder for them to defend. So that's something that I learned from watching the best Sparky players in the entire world play, and I'm so happy it worked. Hey, we got a game against Kato. He doesn't have any clans, so maybe he doesn't have any friends.
I don't have friends. I got family.
But dude, you're going to be best friends with my Sparky. They're going to meet your tower, they're going to shake hands firmly, and they're going to shock you with how much power we got. Oh, it's going to be a golem player. So we played against one of these guys earlier. I firmly believe if we go for a Sparky and our opponent overcommits into this, he's going to be a super sad panda. Usually, don't want to go in for too much aggression with the Sparky right out of the jump, but it's a pretty good play for us to go for a Goblin Giant here just to distract and finish off the bats, and then maybe even follow up with a bat afterward. Also, if he doesn't have arrows, really, really clutch for us to go for the Dark Goblin in the back. Wait. I think I can get guards down in time. If we can keep the Sparky alive, please. Let's go! And the guard's tanking. I think we're going to kill the bomber. Not necessarily as good as we wanted to be. I was hopeful. I was a bit optimistic. I'm going to Prince at the river because I'm up a lot of elixir. In this type of situation, I could have defended against the baby dragon, but it's way better to go in for Prince on offense, make sure their opponent's answers are limited, and have the Prince lock onto the tower. That's going to be like 3 hits, 2 hits. Yeah, we got 1,000 damage from that. So way better than trying to soak up the baby dragon hits with the Prince or dropping a snowball to just be like, hey, stop hurting me, sir. That really hurt. So yeah, we got a lot more out of that. I can go in for a Sparky in the back, and then I can start to go for a Goblin Giant here. I don't want to go same lane as you right now. I want to make sure that your answers are limited, and I want to make sure that you are on your back foot, always having to defend against our Sparky. So it's a different type of Sparky counter into the golem than we're used to seeing. Like, I'm not totally expecting our opponent to have a mega minion plus bomber variation anymore. I think this guy's going to try to lightning on me right now. So if he does that, he doesn't kill the Sparky, and then we can rage up the Goblin Giant, the bats, and the Sparky might be able to get a hit. Oh my gosh. That's the first time that I've ever seen Tornado successfully counter Sparky. Usually, the Tornado pulls back the Sparky, and the Sparky locks out of the tower anyway, and he's like, I don't care.
Easy peasy, ooh, so breezy.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that it worked out so well for our opponent. So I'm going to go for the Prince in the back. He's going to golem him pretty much immediately. And yeah, I can Sparky in the same lane as the golem. So we'll vibe with that. We'll see what else we can do. Let's get it. Wait, he's going to sacrifice a bomber. That's so good for me. And he's going to sacrifice a lumberjack. No way. Dude, are you kidding me? I'm going to bats here. I'm going to keep up the aggression because if you have to defend this, you are not going to have as much as you wanted to go all in with the golem. Sparky is able to put in mad work with the Dark Goblin. We've got unbelievable firepower. And then we can snowball all the bats back. This is going so well for me right now. Oh my gosh. I can just keep going in for aggression with Goblin Giants at the river, especially when our opponent has to defend against the Sparky. So yeah, I'm going to go for bats. I'm going to rage this up. And then I can go for a Dark Goblin to finish off the Mega Minion, the Lumberjack, and the Baby Dragon all at once. Because we've got Dark Goblin with guards, your possibilities for offense are just opening up every single time. I think most Sparky decks, because you've got like Dark Prince, maybe a Hunter, you aren't able to seamlessly convert defense to offense as quickly as you can with Dark Goblin and Bats. Our cards are faster and they do a lot more damage and they're cheaper. This guy's going to go for Tombstone in the back. Let's go Sparky opposite side. Let's swerve him. Let's shift in the other direction and make sure that this man doesn't know what we're doing. Usually when you see Tombstone and Baby Dragon, it's either going to be a Lava Hound deck or maybe it's going to be a Graveyard deck. So I'm going to gear up and get ready with the Green Goblin Giant of Justice. Yo, we're going to be able to finish off that Baby Dragon so fast if you don't Tornado me. Oh, Log means that it's definitely not going to be a Lava Hound deck, so it has to be Graveyard. Come on, finish off the Baby D. I wonder if we rage this up, if that's a good decision. He's probably just going to Knight here. I think if we can get a Prince in front, I think if we can get the Prince in front, then we're vibing.
Get out of my way!
Oh, is that going to hit the tower? Are you kidding me right now? Are you joking? That was so lucky. I think because we went for the Prince, it pushed the Sparky just a little bit further, and it didn't target the Tombstone. Maybe I'm just thinking optimistically here. Maybe I'm just saying, oh, Prince, you're the best of friends. But I truly believe that's what happened. Also, you guys already know that Golden Knight is the best card in Clash Royale right now.
Pizza time.
So that's why we have guards to counter it. It's going to be a 3 elixir investment, and we fully counter the Golden Knight, which is, you know, a 5 elixir investment on top of that, and then he drops the 1 elixir ability, so he's dropping 6 elixir every single time. So it's one of the best decisions that I've ever made, putting guards in almost all my decks right now. If you don't play against champions, you know, you don't need to run guards in all your decks, but I still think guards are one of the top tier cards regardless. They're just super good. Wow, I said guards and regardless, guys. That was completely unintended. We're making jokes out here. We're making rhymes. We're making plays. And we're just getting everything in the most unexpected way happening, including the Sparky locking onto the tower randomly. I think we can snowball on top of the skeletons if possible. That would be awesome. Then the tower... Oh, the Spear Goblin finished it off. No way. No way, Sparky. Pop off, baby. Oh, I was ready for Sparky Hits Part 2. I just wanted to see that movie happen again, guys. It did happen. It is what it is. I wonder if it's beneficial for me to go in for a Goblin Giant here. Wait for that to lock on. Go in for bats. Maybe go for another Sparky. Figure it out as we roll. You guys know how we do what we do. When we're up and up elixir and the one bat locks onto the tower. Are you joking? Yo, I'm getting so lucky right now. I'm getting so superbly lucky. I think I should have raged that. I probably would have won the game. Not even going to fib. I definitely would have won the game if I had raged that. Our opponent would have been raging and furious. But he also is sacrificing a Royale Giant on the almighty altar right into the Prince Sparky parade push that we have rolling. So it was interesting to see that. Now I'm going to go in for the rage. We're going to force out more elixir from our opponent. Hit him up with the bats. He's definitely going to tornado this back, but the Sparky's got the range. Sparky's got the moves.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, please!
I think that the Sparky's going to die there. Okay. I was optimistic for a second. I'm going to go for Prince. We still haven't seen the graveyard even once. Like, this has to be a graveyard Royale Giant deck, right? Is there any possibility that that's not what we're playing against? I'm going to go in for guards here. I think that it's better for me to go in for the rage and then snowball on top of all of the skeletons, and we'll see if this works out. I didn't hit it. I didn't hit it. Oh, no. This game is actually going to be so much more dicey than I wanted to be. Not going to lie. I'm a little bit scared now. Just a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. Wait, the guards put in mad work Wonder if I can go in for another Goblin Giant here and hit him up with bats. No, they're just going to get tornadoed. Probably want to go Dark Goblin and make him, like, log that earlier than he wants to. That's good. We can go in for the snowball. Come on, Goblin Giant, put in the work. Yes, sir. That's all we really need. We've got the dominance train rolling through. He's going to have to hit us up with the Royal Giant on the other side. No, he's going same lane as me. Oh, you savage. You scoundrel. So we can kill the Royal Giant pretty quickly with our guards and everything else. And then in the meantime, we're going to rage up the defense and offense. You guys notice how if the Dark Goblin is able to put in work here, he's not going to be able to log everything that he wants to. And then we can snowball. I just need 2 snowballs and we win the game. That's one thing that I've realized. So I'm just going to go in for the regular Prince, hit him up with the guards, maybe even go in for the bats, rage on defense because we can get back to the snowball a little bit faster. And we should be able to walk with a win here. Very interesting game playing against a Tornado Baby Dragon Ice Wizard deck. Really looking like Graveyard. But that Sparky clutching up at the start allows us to win even against one of the toughest matchups when our opponent has Golden Knight and Tombstone. All right, we got a game against Sasuke. Yo, you are traveling all the way from Naruto to play against me, man. I am honored. We're going to give you some good luck out here, and we're going to see what the ninja way is for you. Are you going to cycle things in the back? Are you going to cycle it at the river? Or are you going to be a patient sir that refuses to spend any elixir immediately? I think that's what you're going to do. So I could cycle a Dark Goblin in the back. Maybe I can go in for like a Goblin Giant here. I don't know. Like, this is a really difficult decision. I think Dark Goblin at the river and just try to catch him off guard where he's just not ready. The Dark Goblin locked on the tower. That's 500, 600, 700 damage. We'll take that trade. I guess Sasuke really isn't about the ninja way. He doesn't care about defending his tower, so I'm going to Sparky in the back. Very rarely do I ever do this, but in this particular moment, when I'm up 700 damage because of the sneaky, conniving Dark Goblin, we're going to vibe with it. We're going to roll. We're going to make it happen for the memes. So, Sparky in the back, augmented by a Goblin Giant. No! It's one of those. So, one thing that I've realized, if you're ever playing against an Electro Dragon, it's going to be extremely hard for you to break through if you can't kill it with the Snowball and the Goblin Giant. And as you can see, Snowball, Goblin Giant, Rage puts in disgusting amount of work. I love it. So he's going to start spamming into me, and that's fine. I think we can get a Bats down and then maybe even get a Dark Goblin to finish off the rest of the stuff because he's probably going to Tornado. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to work out well for me. I think that... no, we're chilling. We're vibing. The Dark Goblin even somehow evaded the bowler's hit. I don't even know how that worked, but we're in a good spot. All things considered, we figured out a tough deck that we're playing against. We've got Prince, so that's a really good card for us to use. And I can maybe go in for dual lane aggression here. So what I'm thinking is I Prince in one side, we bait out the Electric Giant in that side, and then we Sparky to finish off the bowler, and then go in for the Sparky Goblin Giant push in the right-hand side. So I think he's going to Electro Dragon here. Yeah, that's exactly what we're hoping for. But now the Sparky has free territory, free reign to inflict a serious pain and suffering for our opponent. At least that's the way that I'm looking at it right now. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe I'm right. I'm going to go for guards here too. Maybe even hit him up with the Dark Goblin depending on what goes down. I think we want a snowball here. Definitely want a snowball here. Lumberjack is putting in mad work. Ooh, this is bad. That Lumberjack put in so much damage. Sheesh, dude, that's crazy. The Dark Goblin is going to be able to kill everything, no? And then I can go in for another Goblin Giant out here. Have to hit him up with the Prince. If I don't go for Princes, I think I'm screwed. So the Prince Rage is insane. I might be able to make our opponent rage. If we can snowball here. No way. The Goblin Giant is still putting in work. Yo, let's get it. That's what I'm talking about. Are you guys kidding me right now? So if you play against an Electro Dragon Freeze deck and you've got Sparky, this is the Sparky deck to destroy it. The Dark Goblin Rage puts in the work. The Snowball can push back and slow down all of their cards so the Inferno Dragon gets reset. The bowler doesn't get that last hit off in time. And the tower gets slowed down too, allowing the raged up Goblin Giant to finish off the tower in the last second. That's what we love to see, baby. Like the video, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.